Are you addicted to comfort? Are you addicted to comfort? I want you to answer that question truthfully because a lot of times we wonder why we aren't progressing the way that we want to progress. And it often comes back to the fact that we are afraid to do the things that we need to do in order to get the results that we say we want, right? So in order for your prayers to manifest, you are going to have to do some hard stuff. You're going to have to make some tough decisions, and you're going to have to be honest with yourself. So at the end of the day, you have to be willing to confront mediocrity. You got to be willing to confront you. You got to confront the fear when it arises. You got to confront the doubt when it arises. You got to confront the laziness when it arises. You got to confront the intimidation when it arises. Like, this is why you have to be self-aware. You got to recognize, like, I noticed that when I was in certain groups and masterminds and I'm with millionaires and billionaires, that I would just be very quiet. Like, nobody would even know I'm Dr. Jessica Houston. And I was like, confront that. Speak up. Show up. You're brilliant. You deserve to be here. And so I had to confront me. You got to get rid of the scarcity mindset, thinking there's not enough for you. There's not enough to go around. There is more than enough. And you might need to write that down. You might need to write that down and look at it every day. There is more than enough. I got more than enough opportunities, more than enough money around me, more than enough contracts, more than enough positions, more than enough support, more than enough resources, more than enough love. Like, you've got to convince yourself that what you want is possible. And so I can't say that enough. Until you believe it, you cannot achieve it. Until you believe it, you cannot receive it. So you've got to deal with that chatter in your mind. You've got to deal with the trauma you've experienced. You've got to deal with the rejections, with all of the things that have combined in order to develop who you are, in order to develop your current mindset, in order to develop your current habits. A lot of this stuff is just a result of repetition. Like, you've always thought that way. And you're continuing to do it. And then you try to break out of it and you go back to it, right? And you've got to understand that if you want to do something extraordinary, you've got to do what extraordinary people do. You can't be average, right? You can't simply accept good enough. You can't simply say, well, I'm going to do this for another 6 months. I'm going to do this. 2025 is when I'm going. You can't do that. You got to make the changes now. You got to make the commitment now. You got to make the decision now. You got to take action now. Maybe you don't know every single step you need to take, but can you make one step? Can you make one decision? Can you make one call? Can you fill out one application? Can you ask one person to buy your product? Okay. All right. I'm just saying. Whenever you look around and you see that this is not where I want to be, you always got to start with self. Yep, somebody probably could have helped you. They could have supported you. They could have put in a good word for you. They could have referred you. They could have hired you. But what could you do? What can you do today? Not tomorrow. So I want you to make a commitment today that you're no longer playing small. Make a commitment today that you're no longer settling. Make a commitment today that good enough is no longer good enough for you. You're going to make the tough decisions. You're going to be more disciplined. You're going to believe in yourself more. You're going to get out of your comfort zone more. Why? Because your comfort zone is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you stuck on a level that you are ready to depart from. And so moving forward is going to require that you confront you. Until next time, take care.